Welcome back to the session, and this session is on the cables. We will see the basic things about the cables in this session. You might have observed cables at many places. You know that these cables are used for many functions, like in case of suspension bridges, you find the use of the cables, long span suspension bridges. Even the small span foot bridges also you will find the cables and their use. And you also might have seen transmission towers, and there also the usage of the cable can be observed. In radio antennas you see the cables. These cables, they are basically deformable structures. They are non-linear as far as the geometry is concerned, but they are deformable structures. Let us see how the cables are analyzed. Before that, you must understand that the cables, they take the shape based on the loads. For example, if the loading is the combination of or the loading has concentrated loads, or the cable is subjected to concentrated loads, then it will have segments, different segments. Like you can see these are the segments and these are the concentrated loads, and this is the support of the cable. This is when the cables are subjected to concentrated loads W1, W2, W3. When the cables are subjected to uniformly distributed load, the cable assumes the shape of a parabola. You can see this is uniformly distributed load, UDL, and it assumes the shape of the parabola. Okay, now let us see how we can analyze or how we can find out the basic forces that act on the cable when the cable is subjected to a uniformly distributed load. For that, what I will do is, I will just take a simple cable. So let me consider a cable. You can see this is a cable. You must understand that cables are having supports. So I call this as support A. And these two supports are at the same level. This is the level of support A. So let us draw it here like this. And this is support B. Okay. And this cable is subjected to uniformly distributed load. So this is how you can show the load, or you can show the uniformly distributed load the usual conventional way of showing, like this also you can show. It is not a problem. So this is support A, this is support B, and the lowest point of the cable, I call this as point C. This is the lowest point, and this cable is having a span of L, that is the horizontal distance between center to center of the supports. I call this as span. L, you know already what is span, and the vertical distance between the supports to the lowest point of the cable, this is D. We call this as dip. D, central dip. Okay, so this is central dip D, and these are the supports A and B. The cable is subjected to uniformly distributed load W per unit length. Now at the supports, you know that there will be reactions. We call them as VA, VB, and there will be a horizontal pull also at the supports, because to maintain the shape of the cable. You know that in case of arches there is horizontal thrust, it is compressive force, and here there is horizontal pull, H and H acting away from the supports. You can see acting away at B, acting away at A. So let us take moment at B equal to 0 to find out the reactions. Clockwise positive, you will get VA into L, VA into L clockwise, then minus moment due to UDL, total UDL is W per unit length into L, total UDL is WL, and it is acting at the center C, so the distance from C is L by 2. Only these two forces acting at B, because moment due to H, it is passing through B, will be equal to 0, both H, and moment due to VB also will be 0. So only 2 is equal to 0. So with this you are going to get VA equal to WL by 2. If you know VA equal to WL by 2, then VB also will be equal to WL by 2 because of the symmetric condition. So we found out VA and VB. Now let us take moment at C equal to 0 like how we did in case of arches on left hand side. See, you can take moment at any point equal to 0 in case of cables because the cables do not carry any bending moment. But we are taking moment at C equal to 0 for the simple reason that we know the position of C. That is, C is at a distance of L by 2 and then its vertical dip or central dip is D, small d. That is why I am taking moment at C equal to 0 on the left hand side. If you take on the left hand side, it is VA into L by 2 into L by 4. Correct? VA into L by 2 into L by 4. Then moment due to H minus H into, sorry, this is not VA, just make it. Let us take moment at C equal to 0. First VA into L by 2 as it is. Because I am taking moment at C, VA into L by 2. Then moment due to H minus H into D anti-clockwise. Then moment due to UDL minus W into L by 2 into L by 4 is equal to 0. Hope you have understood. Again I repeat, moment at C equal to 0, VA into L by 2 clockwise minus H into D anti-clockwise. Then moment due to UDL, that is W into L by 2 into L by 4 is equal to 0. Now we know already VA, WL by 2 into L by 2 minus WL square by 8, this one is equal to HD. That means I am taking HD that side. So H will be equal to, if you simplify, WL square by 8D. So this is the horizontal pull similar to the horizontal thrust in case of arches. Now we have found out this. Now it is more important to find out maximum tension in the cable. So dear students, you should understand where the maximum tension occurs and where the minimum tension occurs in case of cables. This is very important. The maximum tension occurs at the point where the slope of the cable is maximum. You know that the slope of the cable is maximum at A or at B. So maximum tension occurs at A or B. So what is this maximum tension? It's very simple. T max, maximum tension, is equal to, you know, the reaction at A, that is this reaction, vertical reaction WL by 2, and the horizontal pull WL square by 8D. So T max is equal to the resultant of these two forces. The resultant of these two forces, these two are the forces acting here. So if you can take this force to act like this vertical force reaction, you can transmit it upward like this. Then horizontal pull is this side, and the resultant of these two, this is T max, and this you can call it as alpha. So T max is equal to square root of the resultant of these two, VA square plus H square, and alpha, the angle of the maximum tension, is equal to, with reference to horizontal, is equal to tan inverse of VA by H. This tan theta is equal to VA by H, or tan alpha is equal to VA by H, and alpha is equal to, this is very important. So this is T max. Always it occurs at the supports. Keep this in mind. Now minimum tension, T minimum. T minimum, it occurs at the lowest point where the slope of the cable is 0. So T minimum always at TC, which is equal to only horizontal pull, because there will not be reaction, there will not be shear at C. At C the shear will be 0. So T minimum or TC is horizontal pull, that is at C. So this is how you can find T max and T minimum. Then another thing that is more important in case of cables is length of the cable. Length of the cable is given by the formula L plus 8 by 3 D square upon L, where L is span of the cable and D is dip of the cable. So this is the total length of the cable. That means from A to B all along the cable, if you count, that is the length of the cable, which is equal to this. So this is very important. So these are the basic things in case of cables. You can see the reactions, the horizontal pull, maximum tension occurs at the supports. The value is equal to this under root VA square plus H square, or under root VB square plus H square, because VA and VB are both same. And minimum tension at C, which is equal to TC, that is equal to horizontal pull H only. And then alpha, the angle of the maximum tension, tan inverse of VA upon H, or tan inverse of VB upon H. Then the total length of the cable. Keep this in mind. You have to memorize this formula: L plus 8 by 3 d square upon L. So these are the basic things about cable. Let us pause here and let us come back to the numericals after some time. Thank you.